Hostile filming, you could get arrested for...
You couldn't get arrested, mate.
You can actually.
You ain't got any grounds. Well then, why don't you do it then?
I'm not doing it because I gathered from what you've told me that you're
fair
not
play,
doing
mate.
something...
Fair play. You've used your judgment.
Exactly.
You know that I'm not a threat. So fair play. But
if I started filming your house...
You don't live here, mate.
And I'm just saying, if I filmed your house, you would come and speak to me about why you filmed my house.
Yeah, but you don't live here, so it's not the same. You work here, sure. But if you're from public, to be fair, I know the public photography laws.
You go into any other building and you start filming everything, people come and speak.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Street Audits, the channel that breaks down real audits and exposes power misuse with clarity and confidence. Today's clip comes from Coleybergs, one of the best auditor in UK. You'll find their channel linked down in the description, so make sure you show them some support. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next breakdown. What starts as peaceful filming quickly turns into officers throwing around hostile reconnaissance and terrorism language, but the auditor stays calm, dismantles every argument, and schools them on public photography laws with textbook precision. This is a masterclass in staying confident, correct, and completely in control. Let's jump straight into it because this one gets heated fast.
All right, I'm gonna pick this back up.
Why are you filming the police station?
Yeah, I'm just doing an audit of the police station.
Why?
People are interested in public photography and stuff like that.
Alright, it's just because what you were filming is sensitive.
Okay. I'm on a public footpath.
No, yes, correct, you are.
You didn't mind me filming you in the car?
No problem, you're in a public place.
Yeah.
But when you start pointing the camera towards the police building, like the entrances and exits.
Yeah. I can see it from Google Earth as well.
Also, under the Terrorism Act, it can be perceived that you are doing hostile reconnaissance.
I'm not doing hostile reconnaissance.
Okay, that's why I want to speak to you and clarify what your intention was.
Would someone that would be doing hostile reconnaissance do it in broad daylight? Like,
quite possibly. We don't know. I don't know that.
Don't talk nonsense, mate.
I'm not talking nonsense.
You're talking rubbish, mate. I'm not doing hostile reconnaissance. Don't use words like that.
I can use what I want.
No, don't say that. Don't use words like that.
Okay.
You can't use words like that.
I can.
Hostile reconnaissance. You think this is hostile reconnaissance, yeah?
Can be. It can be.
What, in broad daylight?
Yeah, it can be.
All of this I can see here, I can see from Google Earth. If I was going to do hostile reconnaissance, I'd do it at night.
But then obviously when my colleagues are going into the building, why
I can film them, mate. I'm going to keep filming them.
I'm just asking you why.
I've told you I'm doing an audit of the police station.
Of Tottenham? Of all the police stations?
I don't have to answer questions. Are we done?
Yeah, just don't go past that. You see that building line there?
Why not?
That is private property. Is
it? Where does it say that?
That exchange reveals everything about this encounter. The officer immediately labeled open filming as sensitive, escalated to hostile reconnaissance language, and tried steering the auditor into justification. But the auditor stayed composed, challenged the narrative, and pushed back on the terrorism framing. The tension rose instantly. The NPCC photography guidance clearly states there are no powers prohibiting filming in public places, including police buildings, vehicles, and entry points visible from public land. Officers may engage, but they cannot require explanations, restrict filming, or imply terrorism without lawful basis. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act only applies when officers have reasonable suspicion a person is a terrorist, an extremely high threshold that open daytime filming does not meet. In this moment, the auditor was fully within his rights, and the officer's use of hostile reconnaissance language had no legal foundation. Notice how the auditor controlled the pace. By refusing to mirror the officer's escalating language, he removed the emotional leverage being applied. You can see the officer's certainty slip when his claims were questioned. That shift forced the conversation back toward legality rather than intimidation. That was a legal knockout blow. This is preparation turning intimidation into dust. One calm correction, and the entire power play collapsed in seconds. Calm facts dismantled authority here. When you understand NPCC guidance and terrorism thresholds, intimidation loses impact. Legal clarity works like armor. Use it to maintain control in uncertain encounters. Would you have challenged the hostile reconnaissance claim this confidently, or hesitated when terrorism language appeared?
It's denoted by the different colour of the line.
Is it?
See, for council parking purposes, this is private property. and this is public property.
I don't know anything about that, to be fair, so I'm
Okay,
not
that's
going
why
to
I'm
argue about that.
advising you.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
I can't argue something I don't know, but...
Okay, that's fine. So you can be here all day filming, but as soon as
Okay.
you point your camera at the back doors...
I can film anything I can see from public, mate.
That's fine.
I'm not trying to wind you up, I'm just telling you, like,
yeah, but
it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Also, in the current climate, people filming...
What current climate's that?
The threat level we're in.
Okay, what is the current climate? Please explain the current climate.
You should really see what's happened in the last couple of days in European countries.
Yeah, I see. We've got a problem with jihadi terrorists. Yeah. What, the last time? When was the last time we had a jihadi attack here?
London Bridge?
Yeah, November last year. And that guy was released from prison. He served half his sentence and he was released from prison. Now, unless you suspect me of being a jihadi terrorist, I suggest, well, then why are you using words like current climate and stuff then?
Because I was talking to you just to make...
Oh, you said hostile reconnaissance, you said terrorist act,
so
you said current climate. Come on, mate.
When people put
Come on,
cameras
mate.
at police
That's
stations...
not cool, mate. That's not cool. Don't say stuff like that.
I can say what I want.
I understand. Like, it's freedom of speech,
exactly.
of course.
Thank you very much.
No, I'm not disputing that, but it's just a little bit insensitive to be using words like terrorists and stuff.
When people start pointing the cameras at police stations...
Yeah, but it's not a malicious intent, is it?
But me to speak to you, to engage you, if you're saying, I just like filming police stations, all right, you may have a hobby of taking pictures of different police stations. That's fair enough. I've got no problem with
That confrontation showed how quickly a simple filming interaction turned into something far heavier. The officer invoked current climate and terrorism language, but the auditor pushed back, questioned every claim, and refused emotional bait. The tension rose as vague, fear-based reasoning met calm, factual challenges. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act requires reasonable suspicion that a person is a terrorist, not just someone recording openly. This means invoking current climate or referencing past attacks cannot justify implying criminal intent. The purpose of these safeguards is to prevent fear-based policing from eroding public freedoms. In this situation, the auditor's questions expose the absence of genuine suspicion and reinforce that public photography remains fully protected. Notice how the auditor kept steering the officer back to specifics. By demanding clarity on current climate, he neutralized the emotional framing. You can see the officer hesitate as the narrative collapsed. Authority tried leaning on fear, but knowledge shifted the balance immediately. That was a pure tactical counterpunch. This is clarity slicing straight through fear-based assumptions. One calm question, and the entire intimidation framework crumbled instantly. Intimidation collapsed instantly because clarity beats confusion. When you challenge vague claims with simple facts, authority loses its leverage. Use precise questions to protect your rights in tense encounters. Would you have challenged the officer's current climate, claims this directly, or waited to respond? How confidently would you push back?
Then why have you used those other buzzwords?
Because I come over to you to speak to you, to engage with you, because you filming the police car, the police van stops up there, got no problem. You're not pointing at anything that's sensitive.
Well, what about the number plate? That might be sensitive.
No.
No?
Because
all right.
Reason
the story's
being,
not adding up, mate. There's too many inconsistencies, mate.
The vehicle number plate is not sensitive because you can't access the database to find out what that vehicle is. And if you do check that number plate, that just says it's a police van.
Alright, well, if you're happy that...
So, and this is a lovely big marked vehicle, so it's nothing secretive about it.
Alright.
But I want to speak to people who start filming people, police staff going in and out of buildings.
Not interested in
I
any
don't
police
know
staff.
until I speak to you. Yeah?
When was a police station has never been targeted by a terrorist in this country?
Doesn't matter.
Since what, the IRA, 1980s? Of course it matters, because we've got to
just because it's never happened,
extrapolate based on things that have happened, do you know what I mean?
Right. Police officers have been attacked
Yeah.
outside of work, and we've had recent, on this borough, in North area, people filming police officers coming in and going out of their police buildings in Enfield.
Really?
Yes. Alright?
Okay, and what has that resulted in?
We stopped, spoke to them, see what they were doing, and that was it.
Okay, well this is probably the same case here.
But under the Terrorism Act, you filming sensitive things can be deemed as hostile reconnaissance.
No, it can't, mate. What section are you referring to? You said terrorist act. What section are you referring to?
It's not got an act, it's just filming police vehicles.
What do you mean it's not got an act? You said Terrorist Act
Terrorism
2000.
Act.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
what section are you referring to? There's different sections of the act,
There is.
isn't
So
there?
if I was to stop and search you under Terrorism Act, it'd be section 43.
Okay then.
In this exchange, the officer shifted from casual engagement to implying hostile reconnaissance. leaning on fear-based language to justify suspicion. But the auditor immediately challenged the claim, demanded the specific section, and exposed the inconsistency. The tension rose the moment the officer couldn't support his accusation. The NPCC photography guidance reinforces this by stating that public photography, including filming police stations, vehicles, and staff, is lawful from public space and must not be restricted without clear legal grounds. The purpose of these rules is to prevent officers from stretching terrorism powers into routine encounters. In this exact moment, the auditor was right to demand the specific section because the officer's claim had no lawful foundation and did not meet the required threshold. Notice how the auditor instantly pressed for clarity. That forced the officer away from emotional framing and into legal specifics he couldn't provide. You can see the hesitation when hostile reconnaissance is challenged directly. The balance shifts as soon as the officer realizes the auditor understands the law better than expected. That was a legal knockout blow. This is a citizen dismantling intimidation with precision. One direct question, and the officer's entire argument collapsed instantly on camera. Clarity defeats confusion. When you question vague claims, authority loses its leverage. Knowledge removes uncertainty and emotion. Learn the thresholds, stay calm, and let the law, not intimidation, guide your response in moments like this. Would you have demanded the exact section of the Terrorism Act this confidently, or hesitated when the claim was made? How would you respond?
But I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is,
hope you won't.
hostile filming, you could get arrested for.
You couldn't get arrested, mate.
You can actually.
You ain't got any grounds. Well, then why don't you do it then?
I'm not doing it because I gathered from what you've told me that you're
fair
not
play,
doing
mate.
something.
Fair play. You've used your judgment.
Exactly.
You know that I'm not a threat, so fair play. But
if I started filming your house,
you don't live here, mate.
and I'm just saying, if I filmed your house, you would come and speak to me about why you filmed my house.
Yeah, but you don't live here, so it's
No,
not.
but I
It's
work
not the
here.
same. You work here, sure. But if you're from public, to be fair, I know the public
Just
photography
like
laws.
you go into any other building and you start filming everything, people come and speak to you, ask you what you're doing.
Well, maybe this is the whole point of this.
All right.
Enlighten people about the
I work
public
at the
photography
airport.
laws. Okay.
All right. As you can see, I work
Aviation police, yeah?
Exactly.
Alright, fair enough.
So you start filming at the airport, I always take it and say, ask what you're doing, and you say.
But an
"Going on
airport
holiday."
isn't a public, is it?
It is actually. It's public
Is it?
and private. Yeah.
Okay,
Heathrow
well,
is. It's a bit of
my
a weird
understanding
one.
that Heathrow was a private place, but
It is private, but people have public access to it because it's a transport hub. But it's owned by a private company, therefore it's a private building to a degree.
I understand what you're saying, yeah.
But
does that mean supermarkets are private, public? Like
they're
same
public place.
analogy. You've got public access. You might as well crack on, to be honest, mate. I don't want to keep you. You might as well crack on.
I just want to make sure you're doing. That's what
Would you mind identifying yourself?
That's my shoulder number.
Is that what you'd say to a judge? What if I can't read,
My
mate?
shoulder number, you can see that.
What's your name?
SO 3338.
All right. What's your name?
My work number is 231913. That's my definition.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
That exchange reveals everything about this encounter. The officer tried comparing public filming to recording a private home, pushing a false equivalence, while the auditor calmly corrected each claim. Their back and forth highlighted the officer's uncertainty and the auditor's clarity as the tension slowly dissolved in real time. The NPCC photography guidance clearly states that officers have no power to stop people filming anything visible from public space, and questioning someone's motives does not create legal authority. This means you can record police buildings, vehicles, and staff as long as you remain on public land. The purpose of this guidance is to protect transparency and prevent officers from chilling legitimate public oversight. In this situation, the officer's comparison to filming a private home was legally irrelevant because workplaces are not private dwellings, and public access areas remain lawful spaces for open recording without permission. Notice how the auditor dismantled each hypothetical calmly. His steady explanations exposed the officer's flawed comparisons, shifting the tone entirely. You could see the officer's confidence fade as the legal reality settled. Because the auditor stayed composed, authority lost momentum and retreated toward cooperation. That was a legal knockout blow. This is preparation cutting straight through confusion. One clean explanation collapsed the entire argument instantly today. Clarity beats confusion every time. When you understand public photography rights, false comparisons can't shake you. That confidence protects you during these encounters, turning uncertainty into control completely. Would you have challenged the officer's private home comparison or stayed quiet to avoid conflict? How confident are you in understanding public photography rights? If you believe in accountability and the right to film in public, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell. This helps keep the camera rolling and the truth visible.